All right. Okay, so next up, we are going to talk about whatever. I almost said something, but I'll refrain. I'm not going to say what I was
Good
going to say.
job. Good job.
But yeah, we next up we're going to talk about Bad Baby because Bad Baby recently discussed some of the in and outs of her OnlyFans life, and she talked about how she describes the profile of the majority of her OnlyFans subscribers, and she also talked about how she pretty much had all of these subscribers the day she started OnlyFans, which was also the day that she turned 18 years old. So prior to her starting OnlyFans, the day before she started OnlyFans, everything that she does on OnlyFans was illegal. And the day that she started is the first day that she had the opportunity to do this kind of stuff legally. So this was interesting stuff. Uh, so we'll go ahead and play this because it was also kind of funny too.
Hmm.
So here's Bad Baby talking about her Instagram life and her Instagram lifestyle and her the description of her subscribers and all of that good stuff on this beautiful Conscious Approach Tuesday.
I stopped in 7th grade. I don't know. Yeah.
You ever think about going back to seventh grade?
No.
No? How come? Too old?
No, it's just like, why?
Mhm.
Like, for what?
In the night you turned 18, you registered to vote?
No, huh?
Huh?
That's not what I thought you were saying.
Oh, you thought I was going to say join the military.
No. I was going to say is when I joined OnlyFans.
You joined OnlyFans the night you turned 18?
I think so, yeah.
And people subscribed right away?
Yeah.
Should they be in jail?
Yeah.
And what do you do on OnlyFans?
I don't know. It's a surprise.
Do you moon for your job?
I might.
You a DMer or a wall poster?
I'm more of a DMs kind of girl, I think.
You get paid for that? You can make money off DMs?
Yeah.
So you have a good business model. Do guys try to send you back their P&Ls?
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Their peninsulas?
They do.
How would you describe your demographic?
Okay, well, like, I feel like it's like, I would.
Actually, sorry to interrupt you. Let's do this. Do you mind if we do a new segment?
Okay.
This segment's called Sketch Artist. So what I want you to do is I want you to describe to me what your average fan looks like. And I'm sketching. But take it slow. I'm not a fast drawer.
I feel like they're like 20 to 40 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like a white man that's like married with like 6 kids. Definitely has like a daughter that's my age.
What color hair?
Brown.
Weight?
175.
Am I on the right track? Does this look like anyone you've ever seen before?
I don't think I'm comfortable here no more.
You can change the subject. Lenny Balls, you want to hold that?
It's pretty good. I got to give you credit.
So what do you do with all this money you're making? You're making tons of money. You made $50 million? Really?
I did.
How much of that money do you spend and how much do you reinvest into the business?
What do you mean reinvest into the business?
I don't know. You have $50 million.
I do.
And you give a lot of it back. Is that true? You help out people. I saw you bought a really, really nice home for someone in Florida.
I did? Who?
I saw an article about it. They said you bought a very nice home for someone in Boca Raton.
No, yeah, for me.
Oh, it was for you?
Yeah. I bought a house in Florida.
Yeah, well, it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. The OnlyFans subscribers just being the creepy guys. Look, man, let's just, bro, because there needs to be a conversation to be had. And the thing is, because this is what happens. Guys like ourselves, like you saying with the last one, where people like AB give, us regular people a hard time. We get a bad rap for those types of people's behavior. And when you think of phenomenon like this and OnlyFans in general, and then who's buying these subscriptions? It's men. So again, if I'm a typical man walking down the street, somebody could just loosely throw a dart and go, oh, that guy probably has an OnlyFans account. He watches people. He tricks off. And one thing that I've noticed from these people is that they share it. They share, hey, OnlyFans pages, you guys gotta follow. And they're pointing to people, and it's like, what are you doing? This is not normal behavior. So when we think of these guys that's in this boat, it's a lot of them. And so when you think of, when women think of men, they think creep first. He's a creep first. Let me prove it. Let me find out if he's not a creep. And the thing is that when there's guys that are just signing up for these types of things, just in general, the mere principle that they waited for the date. When I first heard that news, I wasn't shocked, but at the same time, I was surprised. I wasn't shocked though, because it's just like, OnlyFans is blowing up. This is whenever that came out. But the surprising part was there had to have been older people buying the subs. Because I knew that the young dudes was gonna buy them up. It's in the same age bracket, whatever. She bad, she this, whatever. So they going for it. Whatever, dude. But yeah, man. 30, 35-year-old man, 36-year-old man, 60-year-old creeper dude. It's like, what are you doing? And so there's a lot of that going on out there. And I think that some of this stuff is what ties into women's mistrust of men. And because they're thinking creep first. He's a man, so, his baseline is creep. And so, so stuff like this, scenarios like this, doesn't make us look any better. But there's a lot of men in the either dating pool or whatever that women are dealing with in general, where they're just not hitting the bar. And even if you're a dude who gets vagina on a regular basis, but you still running around paying OnlyFans, I'm questioning what's going on, bro. I'm really questioning your lifestyle.
Yeah, there's something wrong there if that's what you do. If you do that,
my point is like the normalization of some of this behavior, where like, bro, none of this shit was regular, bro. And like when dating apps, first of all, online dating, that phrase was, why would you date somebody online? And this is coming back from chat room days. Mm-hmm. Back when dial-up and DSL. Why would you meet somebody off the internet? Now, online dating is the norm. It's what the mainstream is doing. And you'll hear stories and it's like, oh, well, how'd y'all meet? Well, we met online. And it's just like, well, that's your problem right there. So people have been conditioned to grow up weak. So I got more things to say, man. But how do you feel about this whole phenomenon, bro? This is some wild stuff here with this bad Barbie or baby or whatever she's called.
Yeah. When you've in previous videos, you've talked about how a lot of what we see happening today is the final manifestation of what began with our generation. So what started in, probably the late 90s and early 2000s, which has become more ubiquitous because of the advancement of technology, what we see now is the final manifestation of that. And it's stuff like this that further makes me believe in the rule of the 30%. And we've talked about that before as well. This is anecdotal, but there is enough anecdotal evidence that you can look into, which suggests that 100, no, yeah, that which suggests that 100% of all women, colloquially speaking, are sexually active with about 30 to 40% of all men. The rest of those dudes who are, now mind you, these guys aren't abstinent by choice. They're just not getting with women. But what are those guys doing? They have OnlyFans subscriptions. Um, like this kind of stuff is a serious issue. I never liked the idea of OnlyFans from the get-go, and I have screamed from the mountaintop the problem that I think the existence of it presents, specifically to men who are already being conditioned to believe that being masculine is somehow inherently toxic. So that's already a problem in and of itself, is when you have men who are being conditioned to believe that somehow masculinity and manhood is this inherent thing that needs to be controlled and kept subdued because it's automatically a problem. When really masculinity isn't the issue, there's just bad behavior and non bad behavior. It has nothing to do with one's masculinity or lack thereof. But you have these guys who are being brainwashed, bitch made into believing this. And then on top of that, their outlets are these informal, impersonal forms of communication like dating apps, social media apps, which do not adequately teach people how to function in normal society with the adequate and requisite amount of social skills. So when you are a man, that when you have a man and you're dealing with that form of social atrophy, it's more detrimental than a woman because women can still receive attention from men. But as a man whose responsibility it is to go out and assert himself towards women, when you're spending all your time subscribed to OnlyFans pages or whatever else that you're putting your money and time into all day, every day, you're not developing the skills necessary to not be a part of that 70% who's not sexually active. So now what we have is a situation where the minority, the 30 to 40%, is getting all of the women. And all the women are essentially sharing men. And women get flabbergasted trying to figure out why they keep running into guys who cheat. Well, it's because the guys who you're dealing with are coming from a very small percentage of men who are getting all the women in the first place. So simple math would suggest these are the reasons why you're dealing with guys who cheat all the time. Not that I'm trying to excuse cheating, but mathematics are mathematics. So if what she is saying is true, and again, we have no reason to believe she's making this up, and the day she turned 18, she had all of these dudes subscribing to her OnlyFans page, and she described her OnlyFans subscribers as typically men who lean older. And even those guys have kids and are married, and they still do OnlyFans. So this whole phenomenon is so pervasive that even guys who are older and have access to the things that would indicate that they don't need to subscribe to OnlyFans, even those guys are doing it. So I think the issue is so bad that you even have guys who are married and in relationships who are incels, not just the 70% who are not married or in relationships, who are not actively seeking physical contact with women. That's how commonplace that this is becoming. And when you use the word normalized, it was the first thing that I thought of because, yes, this is 100% becoming normalized. Sexual deviancy is becoming normalized. Have there always been creeper guys who go to porn sites to get their rocks off because they can't deal with women in person, because they are extremely socially introverted, don't know how to communicate to women, don't have social skills, just don't know how to survive in that type of ecosystem? Yeah, there's always been guys like that since the beginning of time. This is nothing new. But the advent of Instagram and DMing and OnlyFans and Snapchatting, if you look at what, the previous topic with AB, it's normalized not having those skills. It's normalized not asserting yourself towards women physically in person. And it's normalized being comfortable in your own relative form of sexual deviancy to the point where you'll just get off on your subscriptions and not become a part of the 30 to 40%, but rather languish in the 70%. No real men out here. These are the guys who are subscribed to Bad Baby's OnlyFans account. Even the younger dudes, nobody gets a pass. I don't give a damn. If you 20, 21, 22, early 20s, whatever the hell, you need to be out here getting your licks.
Yeah.
But what do you think that the younger guys who aren't out, what do you think younger guys who aren't out here getting their licks are going to grow into when they get older? They're going to grow into the older guys who she described. Pale, pasty faced, don't know how to talk to a woman, but they'll get on their phone and they'll reach out through messaging. You can minimize this all you want to and think that this is no big deal. Oh, y'all just making a big deal out of nothing, man. Y'all getting too serious with this. Having an OnlyFans subscription ain't that big a deal. Everybody's doing it. Yeah, that's what they all say before the whole thing gets destroyed, crumbles down. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that volcano over there has been over there for a long time. It always blows smoke. It ain't never gonna erupt until that shit erupts. Like them people who live near Pompeii and felt like Mount Vesuvius would never erupt, that bitch erupted and they all died. So y'all can think that this ain't a big deal and have at it with your OnlyFans subscriptions. One thing about it, these women gonna still be out here getting off. They're just gonna be sharing men because apparently it's only a small profile of men who fit the bill for being able to get with women in the first place. And you got 70% who are waiting until this girl turns 18 years old to subscribe to her OnlyFans page. I remember that too. I remember that. This was back in, the mid 20 teens, like 2014, 15, 16, 17, when things like Vine was still popping. The Vine comps and World Star was a bigger deal, and Instagram was just going crazy. And she was doing her thing on Instagram, and she had all of these followers because she was thotting it out on the internet, posting her pics. And then when OnlyFans started to emerge, she was one of the biggest and first adopters of it. When she migrated over there, she just migrated the rest of her loser fan base over there with her. And she ain't entertaining any of these individuals outside of what they can provide in terms of her page. She made $50 million. You cannot make that much money doing this if you don't have some patrons who are well off enough to support this crap. And so, like, these incels, and I used to always have an issue with that word because I felt as though it was another tool used to disparage men in general. But as I've gotten a little older and understood how a lot of this stuff is working, I've come to understand that there is an actual place for this word. Just like simp. I used to dismiss the use of the word simp because I felt like, oh, they're just using the word simp to classify all men as weak. No, there's actually a category of men operating to whom that word applies. There's dudes in the world who are simps for real, unfortunately. And there's incels out here for real. Some of these guys manifest their incel ways in dangerous, forms, such as being physically and abuse. Like some of these guys are so emotionally and mentally unstable that their incel tendencies manifest themselves in dangerous ways, like being physically abusive towards women, because they can't reconcile their own personal problems, and so they project it as it's a woman's problem when really it's a you problem, bro. And some of these guys have enough mental stability to where they won't get abusive outwardly towards women, but they will turn themselves inward and they won't deal with their problems head on. They'll just subscribe to another OnlyFans page,
Well said.
and they'll just continue to DM more women, and these guys are in greater and greater and greater abundance. And I don't know the fix. I just know that I'm a part of the 30 to 40%, and I will continue to be that way. But man, to the rest of y'all out here who are willfully engaging in incel lifestyle, you need to look yourselves in the mirror and reevaluate your entire decision-making process. One OnlyFans subscription is one too many. One is one too many. You need to get rid of all of it. Get your outfits on, go and get yourself a bottle of cologne. Use the money that you spend on these ridiculous subscriptions and go out in public and try to meet women and use that money in that regard. But until more y'all adopt this mentality, no guy should be comfortable with being a part of any situation in which a woman like this can make $50 million off you. There should be something in you that feels wrong about being a part of something like that. And if you're a part of something like that and you don't think that there's anything wrong with it, you, sir, are a part of the problem.
Yeah. Hey, well said, man. I was going to bring up a point tying into like how all this got normalized. And this was back in like 2011, 2012. I was at some forum at school, and we was all talking about entertainment. And I told you I don't believe in entertainment. I only believe in
control.
Programming. And at the time, Plies was going crazy. All right, all the ladies loved him and all his other goofy stuff. I didn't like his lyrics. It was a song here, a song there. But overall, I didn't care for his lyrics. I didn't care for his sexual, explicit words on the radio for kids and family. I grew up listening to the radio. So whenever I hear a song on the radio, I think of myself as a 6-7-year-old listening to songs. So as an adult and I'm listening to Plies, I'm like, this is crap. I don't like this. And then I told him, I said that this stuff controls y'all. And the amount of pushback that I got in that room, it's just entertainment. I just listen to it. I'm not going out there and selling drugs. Right. So those people that were sitting there saying all that stuff now, well, back then, look at where society has gone now. It may not have programmed you. You don't sell drugs. Look at the succeeding generations. They're selling the drugs. Now they got real thought anthems where it's even more explicit than I can ever imagine. If one of these songs that's getting played on the radio now got played in the 99s and 2000s, everybody's head would have exploded of how explicit and what the topics that they're talking about. But yet and still, this is regular behavior now. And so all of this stuff has gotten normalized. So it takes effort to be a good version of yourself. And every bit of programming is telling you that you don't have to do that no more. Why? Times have changed. This is progressive.
Yeah.
You don't have to do nothing.
Yeah.
Nah, man, don't lose that weight. Why? People judging you off social constructs. That's okay, yeah. You're a black woman, right? Yeah, I'm a black woman. Hey, you're overweight. What? You're overweight. And she goes, no, I'm not overweight. That weight scale is Eurocentric in nature. And blah, blah, blah. You know, it's not Eurocentric, diabetes. Stop eating. I'm thick. You're chunky. You're fat. Just call spades, man. And we have to stop coddling people And this whole thing of coddle, you know what happens to a coddled child? And this whole society has been coddling everybody. Hey, it's not your fault. Hey, it's not your fault. You know, a lot of these, channels out here that love to trash relationships and stuff like that. It's either one side or the other. Nobody can really see both sides of the spectrum. It's either all women's fault or all men's fault. And it's just like, it's everybody's fault. Mm-hmm. And everybody needs to tighten up. But the only way we're going to do that is call out the BS. And OnlyFans and stuff like that is BS. It is garbage. And for a society to get here, hell, it's only going to get worse. Mm-hmm. And as things get worse, life has somehow become more and more progressive. Now, how'd that work? And so one thing that people love to talk about is that traditions are archaic. You know, you have to, move on. Some traditions just make sense. You know, like if you want to catch a fish, you better put bait on the line. You can catch fish without bait, but I'm sure the fish that has bait on the line that has bait on it is going to catch more fish. Now, you can go against tradition if you want, but the person that's doing it more sound and structure seem to get more and better results. So these traditions that everybody grew up in, that everybody seems to hate and want to break, society has gone by the wayside as we started breaking those traditions. So maybe this isn't a progressive way of thinking anymore. And so people need boundaries, standards, greater self-respect, and all of these things are being taught to young people to not have. So that's why they drag their feet around everywhere. They all talk with the same monotone, hey, I'm just here. No vibration at all. But this is what's being produced. And that's what I'm saying. You'll see those guys, dragging their feet, talking, yeah, what about it? I'm like, bro, you're not getting no action with that. You're not getting no action with that. You got to tighten up, sir. I guess. What you gonna do? Play more Call of Duty? Play more 2K? I guess. And it's just like, wow, bro. This is what's going on. So yeah, like you said, bro, this is just now, and these numbers are getting greater. Mm-hmm. And I've heard statistics where they said that our generation in general is having less sex. Not all the sex that people is having, and as loose as people is, we're still having less sex. And it's because of all of this foolishness. And so, yeah, when the bots come out, the real bots, the ones that get the job done, oh, yeah, bro, those numbers are going to through the roof. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man, y'all not the only ones out there. If y'all see this stuff and y'all don't like this stuff, y'all are not the only people that see it. There's normal people in the world. And all these people out here that's trying to get you to think some other way because they got all these piercings, tattoos, and multicolored hair. And they're trying to get you to think along those lines. Not everybody feels that way. Yeah. And they're the ones that's pumping stuff in the media. They're the ones that's writing articles. Those are the ones who host TV shows. So you think everybody feels that way. They don't. So y'all not alone out there. We all see it. But as an individual, bruh, I know you just got the free trial or whatever they got going on OnlyFans. Yeah, man, it was only $5, so I did it, man. My bad. It's all good, bro. Come back to the light. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And get out of that foolishness, man. But yeah, signs of the times, man. But there's no such thing as entertainment, not in my world. There's only programming. And people are behaving as if they've been programmed. And I think that right now it's in full effect.
Yep, I agree. I think if you read any of those books from back in the day, Brave New World or 1984, or The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand, I know old books, right? If you read any of that stuff, that's happening right now today. All of that. Best believe it. Big Brother is just OnlyFans and corporations. So um, this stuff is happening to you. And I strongly encourage you, if you have any OnlyFans subscriptions to speak of, to cancel all of them immediately. Get rid of all of them immediately, and go out and get you a girl, bro. Um, this is sad. It really is. It's unfortunate, but yeah, sexual deviancy is just normalized and it's running amok. Um, and women are running around saying we're all the real men, and well, apparently there's only 30 to 40% of them out there, ladies. So that should answer the question as to why you can't find too many of them. Not to say that women don't have their own problems, because they do. Y'all do have a lot of issues, but this one in particular, I'll go ahead and say, these men need to tighten up. Um, there's just no way in the world that I am going to be a part of or contribute to anything that sees an individual like this earning $50 million in a single year, just based solely off the sake of her existence. I'll be damned if I'm going to be a part of that. But I'm also a principled individual, and there's too many men in the world who don't live a principled existence, and that's the problem. It's terrible.
I'll say this, and men masculinity. It's a phallic symbol. It's straight up and down. Women are more like the wind. They're all over the place, and they know that they're all over the place. But as a man, you're not supposed to be all over the place. You're supposed to be stern, firm in your stance and in your foundation. And places like Empire State Building or whatever. Even though they don't get hurricanes, they were built to endure, 150 miles an hour, 200-mile-an-hour winds. Because whenever you're building your structure, you have to be ready for whatever. And so if you just keep going as the wind blows, women find that extremely unattractive. So we can ask women to change and do stuff, but they the wind, bruh. They always changing. But what are they going to respect? And they're going to respect that building that they couldn't knock over. And how you get that building that's not knocked over is built on what we be talking about. It's having principles, your own set of morals and integrity that you stand on that makes some sense. So yeah, so we can look at this bad baby situation and go, another thoughting it up. Yeah, but that's the win, bro. That's gonna happen. It's the buildings that's falling over. It's the buildings that's not even being constructed. It's just a wasteland, a dystopia. Like Mad Max out here. There's no firm buildings out here anymore. And so fellas got to tighten up and have a strong foundation. And at this point, I'm sure you wouldn't be subscribing to an OnlyFans account. And I'm not acting like I'm the biggest and baddest. I'll visit a website. I ain't gonna lie, I need to stop. But I'll visit a website.
That's different though.
That's what I'm saying.
OnlyFans ain't the same as that. With OnlyFans, you're directly funneling.
But what I'm saying, it's still on the spectrum of deviance.
It's on the spectrum of it's less about the deviancy though, and it's more about you're actively contributing to a particular thing. Like what you're describing is something that I feel as though you're doing to yourself. But with OnlyFans, not only are you doing this to yourself, but you're also normalizing this, like you're normalizing this form of expression to the tune of an individual being able to earn $50 million off of it.
Yeah, I got you. But I'm just saying in the sense that I'm not acting like I'm holier than thou.
Correct. Yeah,
And
that's completely understandable. Yeah.
but the point I'm trying to make is to anybody who has any one of those, yeah, there is a difference, and you got to call yourself in and bring it in, because that road, um, we all know where it's leading to, man, and it's not what we want. But be that as it may, put your those of you that can see, put your blinders on to some of this stuff, and find other people who got the same blinders on, and they can't they don't entertain all of this foolishness. But going out to clubs and bars, OnlyFans subscriptions, DMing, all of this other stuff that everybody's trying to make normal nowadays. But these were always the things that broke up relationships or made things, fall apart. But everybody out here wanting to do it and trying to make it cool and acceptable, and it doesn't make you any better. So, just words of the wise, man. But have at it with this girl here. I never thought that she would amount to anything. I thought she was always going to be a meme person. And when I say amount to something, I meant financially. But being an OnlyFans model, this is not something to holler about. But I still didn't think she was going to be able to monetize this. So, she got paid. She got her nice stuff. So the simps, like you said, I don't know how they sleep at night knowing that they funded this and hearing how she talks about them. But they still going to go do it because they're broken. So.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. When you don't have a moral code that you stand on, when you're not a principled person, you sleep well because you don't even the idea that type of idea or thought process doesn't even come to your mind because you just do things mechanically. Principles don't exist. Like there's no notion of it, so there's nothing to feel any type of way about because it's like who cares? OnlyFans, here, take my money. A person who's not principled, that's their brain works that way. Just cancel it. I hate OnlyFans with a passion. I always have, and I will continue to talk about how much I hate it. If I could, I would burn it to the ground. I've often said that if I became president of the United States, I would outlaw it. I would do to OnlyFans what they tried to do to liquor in the 30s, and I would establish some kind of prohibition. I would, because it's ruining society, and I don't give a damn what anybody says. And I'm usually an easygoing individual, but this particular thing is one that I'm passionate about. This sexual marketplace and this OnlyFans stuff. It's ruining society. It is, in my opinion. But in the micro sense, or rather, is it in the macro? No, in the micro sense, because I can't fix the macro. But in the micro sense, if you're a man and you have an OnlyFans subscription, please cancel it immediately. Get rid of it. You're doing more harm to yourself than you realize.
Reconsider, bro. Think about it, man.
Get off that narcotic, please. All right. Well, yeah. And to Bad Baby, good luck. Whatever. Continue to thought it up. Who cares? You're gonna do what you do anyway.
They gonna do what they do.
Yeah. But on that note, man, we'll go ahead and close it out for tonight. Another Conscious Approach video in the books. Appreciate everybody for tuning in on the stream. Appreciate it if you are watching this video standalone. Certainly appreciate it. We have a race to 1,000 subscribers is our current goal. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you have not subscribed to the channel already. Hit the like button, like this video. Please leave a comment. Let us know what you think about the commentary in any of our videos, because we do pay attention and respond, as long as it is not of the troll variety. So, go ahead and, man, be a part of the tribe, man. We love support. We love producing, rather, logical content. And so we appreciate you for supporting logical content. You can follow me on Instagram at JVWins, JVWINS. You can also follow me. You can follow Conscious Approach as well on Instagram at ConApproach, CONAPPROACH. Be on the lookout for the RSS feed. We'll start uploading these episodes to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you like to see it. Get your audio fix. So be on the lookout for that as we are upward and moving. If you are watching this video on the Meta page, go ahead and follow that page as well. Hit that like button on the video, leave a comment, hit the share button as well. Also like the page. Wherever you are consuming this content, please go ahead and follow. because we like doing this each and every week, man. So if you are appreciative of what we like to do on this, please know that this is what we do each and every time there is an upload that gets posted to this channel. So until next time, my name is JV Wins. Please continue to support that logical content.
Yup. And the name is Dogon SS. And you can find me on Instagram at Dogon_SS or on YouTube at Dogon_SS. All right. Go ahead and hit the like and subscription over there. And as I say on every pod, guys, don't be too high, don't be too low. Keep it calm, keep it chill, keep it player, keep it even kill, man. Don't let anybody get you off of your pivot, man. And yeah, I mean, so much stuff that we discussed today, but the main thing is staying solid and having a firm foundation about yourself, not tolerating any BS anymore, and stop buying the lies. All right. So until next time, guys, we'll catch you on the flip side.
On the flip side, indeed, man. Another conscious approach video in the books. This was a good one. We'll see you later. We out. Peace.
Peace.